What's up? Welcome to another day of mobility. Today we are focusing on the knees, the ankles, and the wrists. Let's start by finding a nice comfy spot, lying down. Find yourself into a nice relaxing headspace. And let's take some attention to your breathing. Paying attention to the sensation of your breath. Feel how it's feeling around your mouth, around your nose, around your throat on the way in. Feeling that belly rise as that air drives into your system. And directing that air through your nose if you can. Finding a nice pace of your breath that helps you relax and allows that mind to find calm and allows that whole body to start to get into a nice passive state. And today we'll just do a free-for-all scanning of the body. Just look for what feels tense. You might start in your face, relax through your brow, through your cheeks, through your mouth, your tongue, your neck, your traps. And just keep working your way through your body. Just pay extra attention, anything that feels like it's tense. And imagine exhaling that tension as you let go of that air. Let's take one more breath here. As you sigh out that breath, we'll grab that lacrosse ball and shift our attention to the left popliteus. So that sits in behind the left knee. And it's a pretty specific muscle. It is pretty tiny. If you're not an anatomy person, don't worry exactly about getting in the perfect spot. Basically just worry about the lower hamstring, the back part of the knee, anything that feels tense. And there's a couple of big tendons there. We don't want to be on the tendons. But there's a lot of muscles that sit in behind the knee. Just feel for something that's carrying a little bit of tension. If it's sensitive, just adjust accordingly. Our rule is we never dive into pain. It can be uncomfortable, and we do want to be progressive. But if this is a new tissue for you to work on, go nice and easy. Give your body a chance to adapt. Once you've found that right location, the right angle of pressure, settle back to your breathing. Do your best to target that tissue with your breathing and sync that breathing with releasing that tissue. Keeping a nice pace of breath that helps you stay relaxed. Let's take one more breath here. As you sigh out that breath, we'll shift our attention to the right side. So searching through the back side of that right knee. The goal is the popliteus, so if you know your anatomy and you know where to find that muscle, feel free to go directly to it. And if you don't, just spend some time searching through that area and just pay attention to the feedback of how your body's responding to that pressure. Mentally staying nice and relaxed, turning off any muscle we don't need. And as that tissue starts to settle down, we can potentially get a little more aggressive with that pressure. It's not diving into pain. We shouldn't feel anything nervy. You are the master of your own body. And the longer you stick with this program, hopefully the better you get at understanding your body's reactions and adapting your pressure into giving your tissues exactly what they need to help with recovery and improving movement. Every chance we get circling back to your breath, helping yourself find that nice passive state, directing your air into the diaphragm. Let's take one more breath here. Sigh out that breath. Move back to the left side and go into a single leg saddle stretch. So in a saddle, we're going to pull that left heel up towards your butt. Just out to the side. And if that stretch sitting upright is enough of a stretch, feel free to hang out right there. If you have good mobility through your knee and hip, feel free to lean back. And if you've got exceptional mobility, feel free to lean all the way back. As long as we're not getting into pain, your body will typically give you clues and let you know how much stretch is right. Find that right amount of stretch that helps you stay calm mentally. And in a few seconds, we'll gently get active. We're going to get active through the quadricep. It can be helpful to grab onto your ankle for support. Otherwise, just pressing into the floor. Let's go ahead, starting nice and easy, activating through that quad, pressing your foot into the floor to resist the stretch, or into your hand. Ramping up that tension as we go. Big tension here to finish up. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Activate through the hamstring, actively pulling that heel closer to your butt. Ramping up tension as we go. Finishing with a nice big squeeze here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's let go of that breath. Fall back in your passive position. Your body's feeling okay. You can lean a little further back into that stretch. Again, just be sensitive to how your body's responding. Finding that nice, calm, relaxing breath. One more breath here. And we'll switch to the right side. Starting by pulling that right heel in towards your butt. And if sitting upright is enough of a stretch for that leg, that's totally fine. If you got room for it, feel free to gently lean your torso back towards your mat. Leaning as far back as pain lets you go. We want to feel stretch. We do not want to feel pain. Any level of stretch here can give us benefit. So don't need to be forceful. And we do want to be in a position that still allows us to enjoy the position, enjoy the moment. So find that position, find that right balance for how your body's feeling today. And in a few seconds, we'll gently get active again. So if you like grabbing that right ankle, feel free. Otherwise, just pressing to the floor. And let's go ahead, starting with nice easy pressure, activating through your quad. Tending to extend your knee, pressing with some good force here to finish up, really squeezing. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Activate through that hamstring. Pull that right heel as close to the hips as you can. Ramping up tension as we go. And really squeezing here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let go of that breath. Find your passive position. If your body's feeling okay for it, feel free to dive a little deeper into that stretch. But try to get there by relaxing through that right side, not by forcing yourself. Focusing back on your breathing. Let's take one more good quality breath here. And we'll shift into the left forearm flexors. So the flexors are on your palm side of your forearm. So we'll go palm down with that forearm on your lacrosse ball. Just pan through that whole left forearm, looking for areas of tension. You can use your right arm to kind of guide that pressure. You put that directly over the lacrosse ball. It'll really help you control how much tension you're giving. And let your body determine what that ideal tension is. Generally, a deeper pressure will give a deeper release. Just be sensitive to how your body's responding. Nice, calm, cool, relaxed headspace. This can be a fairly active pose, but try not to overstress your face or your lower body, turning off any muscle we don't need. Finding a nice rhythm and a nice balance between getting that pressure and staying calm. And let's take one more good quality diaphragmatic breath. And as you let go of that breath, we'll switch into the right side. So going palm down on your right forearm. You can again use that left arm on top of your forearm for some added force and control. Search for areas that need tension, that need relief. Experiment with how you're addressing that tension. Small change in angle can really change how your tissue responds. And there's really no wrong way to do it. You can go with the fibers, you can go against the fibers, you can just sit there statically. There's benefits to all of them, and it really depends on your own anatomy and what you've been up to and your preferences. So just settle into what feels right. Every chance we get, circling back to your breath and running through a checklist of any muscle that might be tense that we don't need to be tense right now. There's certain muscles working to keep us active through this exercise, but try to get passive everywhere else. Let's take one more breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll transition into a wrist extension stretch. And we'll do this one from tabletop. Fingertips turned towards your knees. Gently lean back towards your heels to get a stretch through those forearm flexors. And this can be uncomfortable, so if you're limited in your wrist, don't feel pressure to even come to 90 degrees. You can actually lean further forward, find a version of this stretch that allows you to feel that stretching sensation, but zero pain. And it really doesn't matter how far you need to scale back. Your version of this might look a lot different than the video. That's totally fine. You're in charge here. Find the version of this stretch that your body's okay with. In a few seconds, we will gently get active by pressing the pads of your palm into the floor. Let's go ahead, starting with nice easy pressure. Imagine depressing your palm down through the floor, ramping up tension as we go. Big tension here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Squeeze through your forearm extensors, actively trying to pull yourself deeper into that stretch. Really squeezing here towards the end. 3, 2, 1. Let go of that breath. Find your passive position. If you're having a good wrist day, you might find you're deeper into the stretch. If your wrists are not ready, that's okay. Just express patience. We'll get there. Focus back on your breathing. Nice, calm, relaxed, cool headspace. One more breath here. As you let go of that breath, we'll take our attention to the left foot. Grab that lacrosse ball. Ideally barefoot. If you need to pause the video, that's okay. Start panning through that left foot, looking for what needs attention. It might be in the balls of the feet. It might be around the arch. It might be in the heel. If you've been spending extra time on your feet, this can be extra sensitive. Search for what needs attention and be sensitive to how much attention it needs and how much pressure. And once you've settled into that right stimulus, find your happy place, get nice and passive, focus on relaxing through your mind and helping that foot to get nice and passive in and around that lacrosse ball. Find that nice relaxing rhythm with your breath. Focus on good quality diaphragmatic breaths and breathing through the nose when you can. Let's take one more breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll shift to the right foot. We'll pan through that whole right foot again. It might be tight in the same spot, it might be a different spot completely. Do some searching, look for what needs attention. Experiment a little bit with how you're addressing it, what angle you're applying that pressure, how much tension you're applying. More tension and pressure does give a deeper tissue release. So just be sensitive to that happy medium between going too hard to getting to pain and going hard enough to get a benefit. And just remember that you're in control here. This is your time to focus on what your body needs. Settling back to that nice, calming rhythm with your breathing. I'll take one more breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll move back to the left side into a left low dragon stretch. So letting your torso fall on top of that lower leg, finding a stretch in around that mid-calf area. Going light on your hands, letting the chest get heavy on top of that lower leg to give you the right amount of stretch for today. And it can be really tricky to get every muscle to settle down. So mentally, try to scan through, is your foot relaxed? Is your lower calf relaxed? Any muscle that can be holding you back from getting further, get as passive as we can. And another breath will start to get gently active to resist the stretch. Let's go ahead. Gently pressing the balls of your left feet into the floor, ramping up tension as we go. Let's really add some big tension here for the end. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Squeeze through the top of your foot, the front of your shin, actively pulling deeper into that stretch, ramping up tension as we go. And really squeezing here at the end. 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Find that passive position again. Use your breath to help calm your mind, and use your mind to calm your body. Mentally go into your happy place, settling into whatever position feels right. One more breath here, and we'll shift to the right side. Getting into a left low dragon stretch, letting that torso get heavy on top of that right leg. Finding the amount of stretch that feels right for today. And again, do a bit of a scan. Is your ankle fighting this? Is your foot fighting this? Any muscle that's tending to hold us from getting further into this stretch, just mentally turn it off. Get as passive as you can. And focus on your breath. Challenge yourself to get as passive as possible through these target tissues. And in a few seconds, we will get active again by doing that calf pressing action into the floor. And And let's go ahead. Start by actively pressing the balls of the feet down into the floor to resist that stretch, ramping up tension as we go. Big tension here to finish up. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Squeeze through the top of your foot, the front of your shin. Those tib ends, get some good tension. Ramping that tension up as we go. Really squeezing here for the end. 3, 2, 1. Let all that breath out. All that tension out. Mentally back to your happy place. Getting passive at as many muscles as possible. Let's take one more breath here. And as you exhale, we will call it a day. Thanks so much for joining us here with 5 Pillar Mobility. Hope you liked the routine. Hope you're enjoying the program. If you liked today's video, remember to subscribe and like the video. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.